in the doubt कि unseen passage कैसे होगा, because it is very scoring. Remember one thing, that if you have OSN, nothing to worry, because I am always here with you. See, सबसे पहले unseen passage को जानने के लिए हमेशा you have to have the art of judging the literary values of literature. And to judge the literary values of literature, you have to have the understanding the nature of that given piece of literature. Means कि अगर आपको कोई poem दी है, so you have to understand the nature of that given piece. Especially you can say its literary interpretation and the interpretation according to the ruling principles of literary criticism. And yes, it is a kind of writing, it is a kind of creative activity, and there are two things, students. There are two things. Means कि the experience, the ideas, and the thought, the style, the diction, the imagery, the thought, and so many things which are basically the arms and ammunitions which you have to use while scanning these passages, then you are going to get very good marks. Fine. Any questions, students, till now? Any questions? Now, see, there are two things. अगर हम poetry की बात करें, generally poetry आती है, so there are many things which has to be taken into account. Number one is, लिख लीजिए इसको. Number one is poetic thought, then it is imagery. Poetic thought, imagery, then stanza form, स्टैंजा फॉर्म में बहुत सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं जो हमने कल परसों पढ़ाया भी था जीआईसी स्टूडेंट्स को. कपलेट, ट्रिपलेट, क्वार्ट्रेन, स्पेंसियरियन स्टैंजा एंड सो मेनी थिंग्स. देन मीटर आता है, देन रिदम आता है, देन देयर वन इज मोर थिंग. इसको मैं रब कर लेता हूं. दैट इज diction, that is style, समीक्षा बेवला आपने लिखा है नो सर. नो किस चीज के लिए लिखा है? इमेजरी मैंने आपको बता ही दिया. रिदम, डिक्शन, स्टाइल. एक और होता है जिसको कहते हैं रेटोरिकल डिवाइसेस. rhetorical devices. Now we move on to the critical appreciation part. Means कि how to critically analyze it, how to appreciate it, which is of utmost importance for the IAS aspirants. Fine. So first of all, listen it properly, that the critic or the, आप अपने आप को critic समझ लो या student समझ लो, बात एक ही है. So the critic or the student's analysis of these elements which have been told to you of any XYZ poetic passage or maybe prose passage, together with its critical comments on it, with its critical commentary on it, it is called critical appreciation, and it is also known as critical estimate of a particular okay Samiksha, fine, I got your answer. Or critical estimate of a given passage. Fine. Now I'll wrap this out, because now I have to come to directly the scansion of the poem. So एक चीज ध्यान रखिएगा स्टूडेंट्स, कि those students who are already joined in the OSN Academy, they are getting this class, because this class is for innumerable students who have not been knowing OSN, so it will be a helping hand for them. But those students who are in the class, they will be getting the proper sessions of this particular unseen passages, so not to worry. Fine. So now there is a poem, because if you see the UPSC paper, they will only give you lines. They will not tell you the name of the author. they will not tell you the name of the poem. You have to only understand and estimate what is this poem about. Fine. So I'll write few lines of a poem which I will not tell you the name. The fountains mingle. You write it down. This is a very important session. The fountains mingle with the river. With the river, and the rivers with the ocean. With the ocean. The winds of heaven mix forever. Mix forever. With a sweet emotion. With a sweet emotion. Nothing in this world is single. Nothing in this world is single. All things by a divine, all things by a law divine. By a law divine, in one another's being mingle. In another's being mingle. अभी हम लोग यहाँ पे रुक जाते हैं. 2 4 5 लाइनें और हैं इस पोएम्स में, बट द स्पेस इज नॉट हियर. गार्गी यादव, गुड आफ्टरनून गार्गी. यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर विच कोर्स गार्गी? सी ये लाइंस हैं. सपोज करिए कि आपके एग्जामिनेशन आज है, यू हैव योर एग्जामिनेशन टुडे एंड यू हैव बीन गिवन दिस पैसेज. दिस पैसेज इज आई थिंक 5-6 लाइंस और होंगी जो मैं अभी बाद में लिख दूंगा. नाउ यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट you don't know the author's name, you don't know the poem's name. Now you have to you have been given this passage and there will be few questions. According to those questions you have to answer it. Fine. Now whatever this name is and whoever is the poet, we don't know. When we read this poem, the fountains mingle with the river and the rivers with the ocean. Very simple. The winds of heaven mix forever with a very sweet emotion. Nothing in this world is single. All things by a law divine, in one another's being mingle. So what it is? सबसे पहले आपको क्या ध्यान आ रहा है कि ये क्या है? What I feel here is, suppose if I am a student, if I have to write this answer, my first feeling for this poem is that it is a very pretty love lyric. What it is? It is a very pretty love lyric. And it is because I have not written the later lines, because the space is not here. When you go to the later lines, I'll do one thing. I don't have the space here because I cannot rub this also, but the lines I remember, so that I may at least you may listen it. यहाँ पे last line में थी, all things by a law divine, in one another's being mingle. इसमें आगे कवि ने लिखा है, why not I with thine? मैं तुम्हारे साथ क्यों नहीं हूँ? Why not I with thine? See the mountain kiss high heaven and the waves clasp one another. No sister flower would be forgiven if it disdained its brother. And yes, the last में उसने लिखा है, and the sunlight claps the earth and the moon beams kiss the sea. What all these if thou kiss not me? What all these if thou not kiss me? not kiss not me or kissing's worth. तब मैंने आपको यह बताया स्टूडेंट्स कि this poem, as it is very much evident from its last line जहां kissing की बात है, it is addressed to the poet's sweetheart. किसको addressed है? It is addressed to the poet's sweetheart. And in it, the poet represents, क्या represents कर रहा है इस poem में? He is representing उसको क्या कहते हैं? दार्शन, philosophy. He is representing a philosophy of love. Philosophy of love. And the philosophy which is illustrated with the love of nature objects for one another. Fine, ये हो गया इसकी starting lines which is to be shown to the examiner when you solve any question. और जो questions आते हैं वो भी बड़े related होते हैं and it can be solved very easily. Now, इस poem में poetic thought क्या है? What is the poetic thought? जो next आपके मन में आता है while solving this unseen passage. So the poetic thought of the poem can actually be arranged like आपको मैं दिखाऊं कहाँ है वो लाइन. ये देखिए, fountains mingle with flower, ये वाली लाइन. The poetic thought, it can be arranged like this: the fountains mingle with river and the rivers mingle with the ocean, sea, and see the winds of heaven also mix forever. The winds also mingle with one another cheerfully in the sky and in the whole world. As the poet has said, no object is single. And he has also taken care, told us that all things mingle with one another. And every male object has a female partner to mingle with. And it has to mingle with the other, and yes, vice versa. इसको क्या कहते हैं? इसको कहते हैं law of nature. This is called the law of nature. For example, again I can tell you, the mountains kiss the sky. The waves of the sea, the rivers are kissing and embracing one another. The flowers are also kissing one another. The sun rays also kissing the earth, and the moonbeams also kissing the sea. Such is the condition of lifeless nature objects. And the poet suggests that his beloved should also come to him in his arms and kiss him. So that is why if you read it with depth, with sincerity and understanding, you will find that it is a beautiful, pretty love lyric. Fine. Now, it comes to the philosophy of love, जिसकी हम बात कर रहे थे यहाँ पे. We come to the philosophy of love. The philosophy of love, students, is based on the idea of platonic love. And according to this love, this type of love that is platonic love, one soul loves another soul. And this love, who is loving this soul, there is no sensual desire. But the poet's love for his sweetheart reflects his sensual desire in his lines when he talks about kissing. So his love's philosophy has been wrongly applied to his own love for his sweetheart. So this you have to understand, that this is a finest lyric where, talking about platonic love, he has been wrongly applying that platonic love to his own love for his sweetheart, because in the end he talks about kissing, which becomes sensual, becomes sensitive, and which becomes voluptuous and fleshy. Fine. Now, we will talk about the poet's artistic qualities. जैसे मैंने आपको सेशन में शुरू में बताया था, the diction, the style, the imagery, the feeling, the thought, the rhythm, so many things, the rhetorical devices, so many things are to be taken into account as far as the artistic qualities are concerned. So as far as the imagery and feeling is concerned, the poem, or we can say the imagery of the poem, क्या है, कैसी imagery है poem की? It is nature imagery. ये देखिए एक पॉइंट निकल के आया. The imagery of the poem is nature imagery, and here the poet presents a series of images. आप इसको काउंट कर सकते हैं, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, लगभग ऐसे images को you can count it even. I think मैंने काउंट किया था एक बार, it is coming around 8 images, because we perceive the springs falling into the river, and the river falling into the ocean, the winds meeting one another in the sky, the mountains kissing the sky, the waves embracing each other, the neighboring flowers kissing each other, the sunlight and the earth, there I'm also embracing each other as each other, man and woman, and the moon is also kissing the sea in the same spirit, in the same soul. So all these images are basically following one after another in quick succession. एक के बाद एक के बाद एक के बाद एक. And the poet's feelings is also very intense, in the sense that he is trying to ask his beloved for a kiss. It is not pleasant as far as the Platonicism is concerned. Here it becomes sensuous. So if we talk about the stanza form of this poem, students, so this poem is divided into 2 stanzas. कितने stanzas में divided है? 2 stanzas. And each of them is an 8-line stanza. मतलब 8 लाइन है. 8 plus 8 is equal to 16 हो गए. Fine. And now the rhyming scheme क्या है? A B A B. कैसे आपको लगा? A B A B. देखिए A B A B. देखिए river, ये देखिए river is forever, ocean is with motion, emotion. So rhyming देखिए A B A B. Then C D C D. देखिए C D C D कैसे? Single and mingle. तो देखिए C dime with dime and D with D. नीचे लाइंस चुकी अभी लिखा नहीं मैंने. So the rhyming scheme is A B A B, A B A B, C D C D. ये देखिए हो गया 8 लाइन. इसी तरह से 8 plus 8 is equal to 16. So the rhyming scheme is A B A B C D C D, and the meter of this poem. Meter क्या है इस poem का? Iambic. But the lines अगर आप देखिए इसमें तो they are of unequal length. Unequal length. For example, the first line of each stanza. पहली line देखिए, the fountains mingle with the river. So the first line of stanza is iambic tetrameter. It has 4 iambic feet. It has 4 iambic feet and 8 syllables. But अगर आप इसकी last line पे जाएंगी तो it has only 2 iambic feet and 1 extra syllable at the end of it. So उसको scansion कहते हैं. We will not go into much of the details of scansion and all, because that becomes more technical sort of things. So now I told you also one thing about the rhythm, the diction, the style. As far as the rhythm is concerned, the rhythm, जैसे आप Wordsworth पढ़ते हैं ना, very spontaneous. So it feels that the poem is written in a very spontaneous manner. Maybe अगर आपको नहीं पता है तो आप लिख सकते हैं कि it feels that the poem has been written by some romantic author of the romantic period, because in that period Wordsworth, Keats, Shelley and so many people used to write in a very pure and a very spontaneous way. दो आपकी जानकारी के लिए बता दें, चूंकि ये तो बताया नहीं जाता एग्जाम में. For you I can tell you that this poem is written by P.B. Shelley. So P.B. Shelley was undoubtedly a great romantic. So it is basically यह जो rhythm है इसमें, it is called a rising rhythm, being iambic, and it has been made sweeter. इसको मिठास से और कैसे भर दिया गया है, because इसमें वेरिएशन लाया गया है. It has been made sweeter with variation here and there. And you can see the diction. Diction कैसा है? Very simple, but it is not rural, it is urban. And it is very appropriate also. जहाँ पे जो शब्द लगना चाहिए था वहाँ पे वो शब्द लगा है. The diction is very simple, very urban and very appropriate. And the style is also very natural. Natural भी है, spontaneous भी है, but grave. Grave समझते हैं ना? Grave का मतलब होता है कि there is no artificiality behind it. कोई इसके अंदर वैसी चीज नहीं है जो उसमें लगे कि बनावटीपन है. So we can say that the poem is actually a very pretty love lyric. The greatest qualities which, as a student, suppose if you are scanning this poem, you can say the greatest qualities which I feel personally is romanticism, it is lyricism, and the fusion of feeling and thought is comparatively unique, and the representation of the theme is superb. So students, this was a brief session, a lecture on for those students who are making their career for the UPSC mains in English, as well as there are many examinations where this passage, unseen passage, is to be taken into account compulsorily. So I hope so that this session finds you in the best way to make you understand that if you are a student of OSN Academy, you have nothing to worry because you are going always, you will be getting the best of everything. Any more questions, students, you may ask me. I am here with in front of you. IAS aspirants, UGC NET, GIC के students अगर हमें देख रहे हैं तो ये आपको बता दूं कि examination टल गया है. You have still a lot of time to cover up the course and even revise the course. The UGC NET batch has already started, the new batch, so you may also avail that opportunity, and everything is on the application OSN Academy on the Play Store. Any questions? I am just waiting for you for 10-15 seconds. If any question you are putting it up here, I will answer you immediately. Any questions? Thank you, Samiksha, and I hope that with under my guidance you will actually prove to be a very good student and scholar. And believe me, students, जितने भी IAS के students हमें सुन पा रहे हैं, हमेशा याद रखिएगा कि IAS is not a joke. It is not an examination where you can take yourself to be very lethargic. You have to be very focused. You have to be intellectual. You have to have a circle of intellectuals with you. You cannot waste your time with Tom, Dick and Harry. Always remember one thing which Milton has said, that though I want a fit audience, maybe they are few in numbers. Few in audience, but few. In the same way, all the IAS aspirants, I would advise you that be in touch with those people, with those students, with those professors, with those near and dear ones who can inculcate in you something. Nothing of negativity should be near you. Otherwise, with that negativity, you will feel at times depressed. अरे ये हमसे तो नहीं हो पाएगा. And every month you will feel, अरे ये हमसे तो ना हो पाएगा. So ये feeling आएगी. So ये feeling ना आने पाए, you should always be nurturing yourself with the best. Read novels, read books, read good sessions, study good, talk to the professors of your universities, of your departments, be in touch with me. Wherever you have any problems, take guidance from me. Whatever I say, follow that thing. Don't feel that no, I will not follow, sir. I will put my own head into it. Then it will basically be a failure. Why? Because I have a lot more experience compared to you as a student, and whatever I will always tell you, it will be only for your betterment and for your best and for your career itself.